This is a Minecraft civilization, and today I'm gonna try and simulate a Minecraft civilization by building it out of Lego. But the twist is, I only have 200 Minecraft days, aka 66 real life hours, to build all of it. So here's the game plan. First, dropkick our wallets by buying a bunch of the new official Lego Minecraft sets to give our civilization a quick head start. Next, speedrun building all of the sets, and step 3, design our own custom sets that'll hopefully be way better than Lego's official models. And step 4, connect it all together to simulate a Minecraft civilization. The clock is ticking. So first, I turned my wallet past tense and bought all 5 of the 2022 Lego Minecraft sets. Okay, we got our box. It looks like the delivery driver sat on it. After getting through layers and layers of bubble protection, I found the sets. Someone definitely sat on this. Funny enough, despite all that protection, one of the sets came in looking like a dog's chew toy. But as for the sets themselves, all of them have their own unique styles, so including them all in the world will really make it feel like a civilization. I cracked them open and started building. This first set is a bakery that has a goat. Oh wait, has a goat. As well as a dripped out villager, a cake, and some milk. All of which are gonna be key for our world. Next up, I got this $100 barn set, pretty much just for a second goat. We don't need this anymore. But you know, we also got a family of cows, this child on chicken abomination, and dripped out villager 2.0. We also got more milk. Now for this next set, it's getting kinda chilly, because this castle is straight out of an ice biome. It even has this Yeti looking skin, and if the sight of him didn't put you to sleep, Lego also included some insane defensive tactics. We got dispensers firing arrows a couple millimeters forward. We got Yeti Man brewing up some apple juice, and we got an open backside to let all of the mobs in. What more would you want? Okay, this next set took us to the Nether. This is Lego's very first time making a Nether bastion. It features a bunch of angry homicide machines ready to take on Lego Steve, as well as an exploding TNT play feature. Very playful indeed. Alright, the final set. As a Lego collector, I'm really smart with my money. So I bought this massive llama with villagers living in it. Yeah, this beast did take 4 hours to bring to life, but half of the time was just me deciding on a name for it, and I went with Dave. And I also decided that Dave is gonna be the official capital of our Minecraft civilization. And as for the king, we got Bob rolling in because he was the only one who survived the spit test. Because yeah, Lego actually included a feature where the llama can spit, and Bob is just built different. Okay, now that all the Lego sets are done, we're gonna design some of our own custom models that'll hopefully be 10 times cooler than all of the Lego sets. Except Dave, of course. Now the only issue is I don't have enough parts to build a bunch of custom sets, but what I do have is 2 already finished Minecraft builds that I designed previously, collecting dust on a table and look like they want to donate their life to a good cause. So I grabbed the 2 of them, the lush cave and the Minecraft house, went up the stairs, and airdropped them one by one to the ground floor.
Goodbye. It's completely toast now.
Okay, round 2.
Goodbye.
The aftermath might have taken me 4 hours to clean up and fully part out, but we have our reinforcements now and a big loss of time. Okay, now the first thing I want to build is an extension to the village in the llama set. You see, Dave has a nice looking village inside of him, but it's not nearly cool enough to honor such an immaculate beast. So we're gonna build an extension to the village to make it the proper size and level of awesomeness. First, I decided to build a villager hut because there's a lot of villagers in this set and they need their privacy. I found the exact hut in the game that I wanted to build, as well as some reference images to base it off of, and then got building. First, I laid out the dimensions of the hut, translated into Lego form, and after that I started designing the logwood pillars that are used in the corner of the house. Now here comes genius strategy number 1. Instead of stacking plain brown bricks like a loser, it's a joke Lego, I stacked up these striped brown bricks to form the logs. Now these log pillars are a much better design because they have the vertical line texture that the logs have in the game. So I built 4 of the pillars and added them to the corners of the build. Then came genius strategy number 2, where I'm gonna make a more accurate design of a cobblestone block compared to what Lego uses in their sets, which is just a plain boring gray brick. It uses a round piece on top to add more texture without making the whole block use too many small pieces, and I stacked a few of them up to represent the cobblestone in the front. Also, genius tactic number 3. Lego uses this as their Minecraft oak door, and this is what I've used in the past thinking I'm better than them. But the truth is, both of them are wrong because the Minecraft door is actually 1 block wide instead of 2. We both took the L. So the only appropriate thing to do is design a completely new one 1 block wide. Okay, but before we continue with this, we need to design the interior. The village hut doesn't actually have much in the game, and I directly translated that into Lego. In Dave's village, everyone is legally forced to only have red beds or they're shipped off to the pillagers. And after finishing the interior, I started building the 3 other circular walls which all have the same design with those annoying cobblestone things, a glass pane in the middle, and logs placed sideways. And yeah, after painfully building all of those cobblestone blocks, we can finally add the house's hat, so that the villagers we throw in can't escape. The roof in the game is this pyramid staircase style roof, and building it should hopefully go smoothly. For the color, I went with nougat and started laying out the foundation. When I first laid out the plates, they had the structural integrity of my spine, so I quickly built it up to form the skeleton of the pyramid. Now the shape is all set up, meaning it's time for the most satisfying bit, tiling it off time. Okay, now the roof is done and we can attach it to the rest of the hut. It looks good. Okay, next, I want to extend this village even more, so I decided to build the cobblestone castle. You know what I'm talking about, that one all cobblestone thing you see in the villages. Now to build this, I did some terraforming to the land, and then decided to build the castle in gray, because I barely have any light gray left after those dumb cobblestone things. The castle was much more simple than the hut, because I just have to directly translate how it looks in the game into Lego by building the accurate shapes of the walls with some glass panes sprinkled in, including cobblestone stairs in certain places. For the interior of the castle, it's super basic in the game with just a brewing stand on the first floor, so I designed a custom brewing stand that's more accurate than Lego's official one. And as for the second floor, it's literally empty in the game, but I couldn't put up with that, so I threw in a red bed because in the town of Dave, you always get a place to sleep, and it's always red. And after I finished up the castle build, it honestly looked really good, but now let's add some more staples of a village. First, I designed one of those tall lamppost structures with the torch on top until I moved it away seconds later to make space for our next addition, the water fountain. I laid out the basic shape and then used the same cobblestone design from my village hut to build up the fountain, and then flooded it with the water represented by trans blue bricks. I'm actually really happy with how this looks. But if you think the village is cool now, welcome to my 4-step plan to make it even cooler. Step 1, add shovel dirt pathway. Step 2, drench the terrain in a bunch of plants and flowers. And the final step, oh wait, that was just 3 steps. But the third step, add in a tree. Now no offense to Lego, but I'm not gonna use this as my oak tree. Instead, a much more detailed and accurate version that was painfully built with all these tiny pieces. But on a much more fun note, we have a final step for this village, adding in a bunch of mobs. I gave my wallet a stroke and ordered some more villager figures to include and hunted some down in my set collection. And now we have a bunch of figures to add in along with an iron golem because it's always good to have protection. And slowly the village was swarmed with more villagers, eventually taking up every atom of a stud, making those ear-bleeding noises so loud that a raid started. Yeah, I threw in a bunch of pillagers to the build to absolutely body those annoying cross-armed villagers. And even if the iron golem had a chance on defense, all hope is lost now because I added in a Ravager. I mean, wait, never mind. There was no space on the battlefield. But life finds a way, so I made the executive decision to make him ride the back of the llama. He's about to delete that iron golem. But you know what protection is also necessary for? The internet. You are currently being watched by 9 people and have 7 rich great-granduncles from foreign countries. And NordVPN, the sponsor of today's video, is the solution to all those problems. Whether you're scrolling through your phone or comboing people in Bed Wars, NordVPN will keep your data safe and let you make the most of the internet. I watch a lot of Netflix, and my favorite feature in NordVPN has to be changing your server location to different countries and getting access to a bunch of different movies and shows that aren't in your local streaming service. I changed my server to the UK, and now I can watch the Lego Batman movie again, a bunch of sitcoms, Shrek 3, and the Bee movie. You can't beat that. And it's better than downloading 1,000 different streaming services. And traveling the country through NordVPN also can give you access to sites that your country may have blocked. You can even read news in other countries. You can head on over to Australia to read about crocodiles, or France to read French Shrek memes, or any of the other 5,800 servers. And NordVPN will protect you from pop-ups, risky sites to steal your information and send you weird messages with your location, free Lego figures available in If you want to improve cybersecurity and the ability to access worldwide content, get NordVPN on an exclusive deal with the link in my description, nordvpn.com/sacredbricks. And it's all risk-free with money-back guarantee. You can also get the entire Nord security bundle with that link. Alright, back to the challenge. The village is finally complete. It looks amazing, and 30 hours in total have passed, but we're just getting started. It's time to move on to the next biome, aka this ice castle. Now I have a really special idea for this. I want to build Technoblades Minecraft house in Lego. The legendary Minecraft YouTuber who sadly passed away recently, and I want to honor him in this build. So after re-binging his content, I saw his Minecraft house that's conveniently in a snow biome and looks like a fun challenge to build in Lego. So I laid out the size of the base and then got building on the little fence section that the house has on the front left side. I built the grass section and then designed these 2 modules that I connected onto each other to represent the look of the dark oak gates. Following that, I built up the pillars to the proper height according to my extreme calculations utilizing sequential enumeration, and following that I threw the whole build aside and started designing the roof module. But an issue occurred. I have run out of brown plates, so it's time to add another one of my custom Lego builds to the history section. I grabbed my Minecraft golden hoe. Yeah, I actually made that. Flight test! Bro, that barely broke. Okay, not much happened, but at least we have the parts and we can get back to the roof. I built it in the same style as the roof from the villager hut, where I first designed the skeleton with exposed studs and then enjoy 15 seconds of satisfying tile placing. This looks good. So after I attached the roof and finished the cage, I added Carl, aka Technoblades in-game horse, and now we're gonna start designing the main house section. I started laying out the house by placing plates on the bottom, and for some reason my pea-sized brain kept building the layout wrong.
2 hours later.
I finally got it correct. Okay, the walls of the house are mainly made up of stone bricks and some other random stone blocks, and to translate those into Lego while still maintaining the amount of parts I have, which is currently shrinking faster than my hairline, I came up with this plan. It utilizes these awesome detailed brick pieces, which I got by mutilating my last intact custom Lego set, and it also has some normal gray bricks to represent the mix of stone bricks used in Techno's house. But I kinda sorta ran out of those detailed brick pieces, and I have nothing else to destroy. So I came up with the second plan where I used all of these plates in my collection and formed a bunch of these 6-plate tall stacks that resemble stone bricks, and then added them into the build after a bit of surgery. Thankfully it all worked out. Then I built the back wall and worked on the section on the right side that's supposed to have the staircase. For the staircase, I decided to use nougat as the color and then quickly built up the second floor platform, and then I attempted to build the actual staircase, but similar to building the layout of the house, I messed up the layout so many times and my brain was too small for this task and started exploding out Shrek memes. But I persevered through the mistakes and enjoyed my 10 seconds of tiling it down. Okay, now that the stairs are done and are looking amazing, let's design the inside. The first floor interior of Techno's house is actually super plain and is literally just a stone floor with a crafting table and a bunch of chests. Now, instead of using Lego's lame, inaccurate chest designs, that's a joke, Lego, please hire me, I used my own, more accurate Minecraft chest design, but unfortunately, I only had enough parts for 3 of them, so that's what I rolled with. Alright, but now everything on the first floor is built except for the doors in the front. Techno's house has spruce doors because he has good taste, so let's design 2 accurate Lego spruce doors. And this is what I came up with. It actually looked pretty good, so I made another one of them and attached them both to the build. After building the blocks above the doors and designing the fence next to the staircase, the first floor is done and we can move on to the second. So I determined the size of the second floor with plates and then threw away the first floor to build the second separately. But I made a horrible realization. I made the first floor 8 bricks long instead of 7. I have no idea how after all that trial and error I still screw up, but I guess my brain just turned into a pinball machine and messed everything up. So either I mutilate the builds, oh shoot, okay, either I repeat what happened 2 seconds ago times 1000 and then fix it all back up, or I just suck it up and move on. I went with the second option. Now for the second floor, the walls utilize log pillars on all sides 2 blocks apart, so I translated that into Lego and built a bunch of the wood pillar designs. Now for the actual wall sections in between the log pillars, these 2 on the sides are actually made up of andesite, a very detailed Minecraft block, so to represent that in Lego, I used a bunch of tiny pieces in creative ways to represent the detail on the walls, and included a bunch of texturing. Examples, I used ingot pieces on the walls, I attached headlight bricks on their side so that one stud sticks out, I used a brick sideways that has lines on its sides, and so much more. And after I finished the first wall, I speedran the second and started building the other wall sections. To represent the trapdoor windows, the closest thing I had were these window pieces that I stole from a Harry Potter castle, so I slid 2 of them in, and then I included 2 more spruce doors to include in the entryway. And following that, I got to work on the interior of the second floor by laying out the tiled ground and staring at an image of the inside of the second floor. Now for the blocks we need to build, Techno's house is a crafting table, 3 chests stacked in a very weird way. I just robbed the ones from downstairs, no one's gonna know unless I tell you. An ender chest, which I had to design fully custom and translates horribly into Lego form. I can see why Lego hasn't made one yet. A furnace, a fire pit in the corner, a smithing table, which I also had to design custom because Lego has never made one, a single chest, we're gonna skip that one, an anvil, which I redesigned to be much more to scale than Lego's one, and it has damage detail on the top, a stone cutter, which I also redesigned to make more accurate than Lego's, whatever this thing is, and a lodestone, the most useful Minecraft block that I made fully custom. That was a lot, but the interior is finally done, and I threw in a pig for obvious purposes. Now I decided to leave the back of the floor open for viewing purposes, meaning it's now time to build the roof. Possibly the hardest part because this is a very complicated roof design, especially to translate it into Lego because the roof has mini roofs inside of it, a flamethrower, and it dyed itself different colors. After determining the size of the roof, I designed it separately like any sane person would. Wait, why am I designing it separately? I first built up the parts of the walls that extended to the top and then started to lay out the staircase style roof with brown bricks, and once it was all formed, I designed the stone chimney on the left side of the wall and used these ice cream pieces to represent the smoke clouds that you see in the game. Unfortunately, I don't have them in gray. Then I started to add those smaller roofs inside the main roof, the children of the roof, and they were kind of tedious to build, but I managed to figure it out, for once. And now since the entire skeleton is set up, it is time for the long, satisfying spree of smoothing out this entire roof with nougat and brown tiles. And after a few minutes, it was all done. I literally had exactly enough brown tiles. Well, actually one less tile at the end of it. I just used a plate. I joined the two builds together and then added a bunch of snow to the terrain in the build, but a Minecraft build is never complete without some minifigures, so I dug through my bin of Minecraft figures and started adding stuff. This exploding homicide machine, dripped out Steve, and a lot more. Also, I made sure to include every single LEGO Minecraft pig I owned for obvious reasons. Then I joined together the house and the Ice Castle LEGO set to form our ice biome section of the world. And yeah, Techno's house really makes that castle look like a baby. But next up, I summoned the $100 barn set and the bakery. You see, this civilization so far is filled with life and walking homicide machines, and in order to preserve life and walking homicide machines, we need to have a large enough food source. And fortunately for the citizens, these LEGO sets have 3 farms. The size of these farms are extremely tiny and probably can't even feed this wolf. Oh wait, wolves are carnivores, we good. RIP sheep. But anyways, the plan was to build a much larger Minecraft farm that can actually supply the civilization with food. Hopefully we can build it in a timely manner. So I extended the land with plates and designed the farm in a 5-step process. Step 1, build up the border of the farm. Step 2, build 2 rivers of water to hydrate the crops. Step 3, satisfying tile montage. Step 4, build up the stripes of dirt. And step 5, add in a bunch of crops. The main crop I wanted to have was wheat so that we can secure the bread, and my design for it looked like this. I attached these dark yellow stem pieces onto brown studs and repeated that a bunch. And towards the end of the second row, I built these sections with studs that represent the wheat still growing, and I did the same for carrots, beetroot, and potato, where I build bits of past puberty crops and then work in progress seeds. It looks really good with all the colors, but the studs around it look kinda dead, so I threw in some more mobs. I included Alex and Steve as our labor force, it's Villagers Day Off, a few sheep, a baby horse, a doggo, and a moo bloom, aka the mob that should have won the mob vote, but instead we ended up with this guy. And with the farm section of the build done, we are on our last hour of the challenge. It is finally time to connect all of our custom sets and other builds and form our Minecraft civilization. I grabbed all 3 of our main sections and I left out the bastion because I didn't build a nether portal, meaning there's no way to get to it, so we'll leave it for next time. Anyways, I connected them all in the appropriate places and it is finally done. We have successfully simulated Minecraft civilization in LEGO and built 3 distinctive custom sections combined with 5 LEGO sets in a capital city known as Dave. Comment down below your favorite and subscribe for more. And once again, thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video.